DonInLondon, hello. My videos, I get the date in first as well, November 27th. My video is all about addiction and recovery, my personal path, if you like, into being sober one day at a time. Having spent 35 years, not recently, but 35 years drinking in order to improve my outlook. And these days I find my outlook is improved if I don't drink one day at a time, and I work on how I'm feeling, why, what can I do, and what is the world like today, and how can I be a part of it. So a different outlook completely, more calm, apart from noises off, horns going. It's getting towards Christmas shopping, and I live near the King's Road in Chelsea, London. So much ado around here, so the markets will be full. Yes, November 27th, recovery. I share how, with my experience, strength and hope of how things have been going on for me. What helps me, that's family, friends, community, medical people, for all the other things that have gone wrong or gone along over the years. But there is a fellowship which has helped me keep sober one day at a time, and that fellowship is AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. So I share here how it's helped me, and I am not suggesting it can fix anyone. What I've learned is no one can be fixed on a daily basis. We live life with free choices, or the choices open to us today based on our life circumstances. So it's not pulling any punches, it's not a way out to nirvana or some Elysium field. It's simply living life as it is, and that's what I've learned is spiritual. So AA, the fellowship of AA, full of unique, authentic people who will share where they will about their experience, strength and hope. Just sharing experience, strength and hope, attracting, not promoting the idea of sobriety, because sobriety is hard work, like it is for everyone. At least with a sober head, we're on an even playing field with everybody else, and it's not easy. Life is difficult. So what is AA? I share here from a little card which explains what you will find in a meeting of AA and what we try to do. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is the desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, but everybody is inside it with their own ideas, unique and authentic. Neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. So mine is one voice of the many who are trying to stay sober one day at a time. So please don't take me as an example of sobriety. I'm just sharing about how sobriety is working for me. And this is very important for me, because in the daily reflections, this book which I share from on a daily basis at the moment, November in this book is all about step 11, prayer and meditation, and also about tradition 11, which is about attraction, not promotion. And we share some ideals, if you like, or there are some ideals around how we conduct ourselves on a personal level. And it's very pertinent when I'm doing a video like this, so I need to be clear and share what the fellowship is suggesting and why I do these videos. The perils of the limelight. In the beginning, the press could not understand our refusal of all personal publicity. They were genuinely baffled by our insistence upon anonymity. They got the point. Here was something rare in the world, a society which said it wished to publicise its principles and its work, hence the book, but not its individual members. The press was delighted with this attitude. Ever since, these friends have reported AA with an enthusiasm which the most ardent members would find hard to match, and that comes from the 12 steps and 12 traditions. And he goes on to say, it is essential for my personal survival and that of the fellowship that I do not use AA to put myself in the limelight. Anonymity is a way for me to work on my humility, since pride is one of the most dangerous shortcomings. Practicing humility is one of the best ways to overcome it. And what is humility? It's the continued ability to keep on learning life. and not know the answers for other people. It's just knowing an answer which is working for me today. The Fellowship of AA gains worldwide recognition by its various methods of publicising its principles and its work, not by its individual members advertising themselves. The attraction created by my changing attitudes and my altruism contributes much more to the welfare of an AA than self-promotion. And that's where the danger is for me. I need to know what my motives are behind doing these videos. And as the audience of these videos is primarily from people who are in sobriety or aiming at sobriety, self-promotion is not my vehicle. I don't get anything out of this at all, or I get criticism for doing it. But if you look at the motives that a person can have, my old motives were fear, putting on a brave face, and my ego, and trying to be what I thought the world wanted me to be. And these days what I try and do is meet the day with faith, courage and confidence to be me, just simply me, no bigger, no smaller than anybody else, just right-sizing myself to be able to live life with freedom of choices. So if I look at my motives, always am I looking from my negative side, or what might be perceived as negative, fear, brave facing and ego, or whether I'm approaching the day with courage, faith and confidence. And only by the end of the day often do I realise what has gone on. So prayer and meditation is a daily reflection to live life to the good of choices available in our life experience and our life circumstances. And the question of anonymity. In early recovery it feels right to be anonymous, and then later in recovery when I read those passages, my personal dilemma is my motive, always my motive to good rather than self-promotion. And what I know is if I were to try and promote the AA fellowship as a way to fix your problem, I would fail you completely. AA can't fix problems and it cannot fix people. What it can do is help people find a way to live life sober, and every day we put the work in to make that happen as a personal endeavour. So it's a fellowship of unique, authentic people on a pathway of endeavour for their own personal freedom of choice to live life on the same level playing field maybe as other people. I hope that makes sense. And I was going to read something else, which comes from the prayer and meditation in the 12 and 12, which I often refer to. And it's about personal reflection, and I hope I have enough time. I'll just read a bit of it. Of course, it is reasonable and understandable that the question is often asked, why can't we take a specific and troubling dilemma straight to God, and in prayer secure from Him short and definite answers to our requests? And that means that we think or feel that God is on our side and He will give us a personal advantage over other people. And the answer is no chance of that. Everybody has an equal right to be here and make the best of the life circumstances around them. So when I pray to God, and for me God is truth, love and wisdom, all I'm doing is saying, given my life circumstances, what are the best choices? And who provides me with that information? Often a sober person in a meeting of AA, sharing their experience, strength and hope and help. Yeah, God works through people. So I've got an understanding of God. For me, it's always unique and authentic to a person. God is truth, love and wisdom. One moment. Me again. Telephone calls. It's nice that family ring me up. And I've run out of time on this video and I've forgotten what I said. But the most important part for me of any prayer and meditation is the serenity prayer to God or good conscience. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Noises off, telephone calls. I'm forgetting to switch off all devices. Yeah, start again. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Courage to change the things I can. And the wisdom to know the difference is always in the moment for me and just for today. Don in London, hello. November 27th, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My addictive substance, alcohol, my behaviour, could come out in all sorts of ways. Drinking, certainly. Workaholic, relationshipaholic. Striving to be perfect and never so. And wondering why I always felt that there was something missing. And I guess for a lot of my years of drinking, I was ignorant of what was happening, emotionally and spiritually. So these days I've got a better clue to emotional spiritual development in me on a daily basis. But back then, when I was young, and drink provided me with taking the edge off my feelings, making me convivial, or helping me be convivial, joyful, happy, able to love and be loved back, but in a strange way, not really connecting with my feelings as deeply maybe as I would have wished. Life was a bit superficial, and I guess today it can still be quite superficial as we're driven on and on with so many things to do. Sometimes it's best to do less more thoroughly, and I was sharing this with another person yesterday, which is do less more thoroughly, and I've been adopting that principle as best I can, but life keeps on speeding along. So these days, and in the past, drink helped me keep a pace going. And I was watching a program recently on TV about clinical depression, which is one of the other maladies that I have. And those who strive hard all the time against deadlines, against the battle of life, find themselves burning out. And I burnt out very, very seriously in 1996 and had a total meltdown, a burnt out case. But at the time I wasn't drinking, and oddly enough I'd stopped because alcohol didn't seem to be helping me at all cope with anything. So why did I go back? And the answer is because I was dependent and then addicted, and it was only in this millennia that I realised my plight. So many years of ignorance through to a realisation of dependency, and then addiction, and then denial. So alcoholism, or any addiction, it's the only disease which tells you that you haven't got it, because self-will is important to us. We believe we need to have self-will and to overcome every dilemma in life. And the answer is no, we don't. We need help, and that was my moment of clarity. I needed help to get well. So what helped me most? Family, community, professionals kept me alive long enough. And then I found the fellowship of AA, and strangely enough, I knew nothing about AA, although I probably recommended that one or two people I'd been involved with over the years might have benefited from some counselling to do with their drinking. But it didn't apply to me, because I was special and different and knew exactly what I was doing. How wrong I was. And you know, the admissions now are like release and freedom to be me, to be open, honest and willing to face the day as it is, and to know that I am an addict in recovery, an alcoholic in recovery, and that if I don't take care of myself, I can be in trouble again, and also to get support and help where I need it. So the fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, provides just that for me, a place where I learn to be sober day at a time, and put sober first, which was emphasised last night in the meeting called After Eight at Eden Square, and it's all about people sharing their recovery experience, more than 8 years sober. And in that room there were people from 1 day sober through to 47 years sober. So hundreds of years of experience of living life without a drink. And you know what? We prefer it these days. So what is AA? And I share about it here, and there's more on that in a moment in the readings. So AA is this. Alcoholics, I better just say, I don't speak for AA, and I don't speak for the people in it, because everybody is unique, authentic, and they have their own personal path and journey to follow, a day at a time. So with that in mind, I only speak for me and my experience, strength and hope, although I share about AA as well. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And it is a personal learning, or a journey, one day at a time. The AA programs has 12 steps of action for the individual and 12 traditions which hold the fellowship together. So these 12 steps keep me sober a day at a time, and all of the steps work in one day in some way or other. They're just part of how I live life. And the 12 traditions are also important, and it's about unity, service and recovery, and making sure the fellowship does keep focused on a desire not to drink and keep sober and pass the message to other people. And anonymity is extremely important because it provides the sanctuary to find our truth. So when I look in daily reflections for today, it's more to do with tradition 11 and also how we deal with anonymity. And it says, the perils of the limelight for November the 27th. In the beginning, the press could not understand our refusal of all personal publicity. They were genuinely baffled by our insistence upon anonymity. Then they got the point. Here was something rare in the world, a society which said it wished to publicise its principles and its work, but not its individual members. The press was delighted with this attitude. Ever since, these friends have reported AA with an enthusiasm which the most ardent members would find hard to match. But actually, not many people know much about AA outside the fellowship anyway, because why would they? They're not addicted. They don't have alcoholism in them. But there are people who go to AA who suffer the consequences of the current media and paparazzi, because life is still secret, and if they can uncover something, then it's like gossip. And in the fellowship we know more than anything that gossip kills people. But it goes on to say this: it is essential for my personal survival and that of the fellowship that I not use AA to put myself in the limelight. Anonymity is a way for me to work on my humility, since pride is one of my most dangerous shortcomings. Practicing humility is one of the best ways to overcome it. The Fellowship of AA gains worldwide recognition by its various methods of publicising its principles and its work, not by its individual members advertising themselves. The attraction created by my changing attitudes and my altruism contributes much more to the welfare of AA than self-promotion. And, you know, for me, sharing these videos about what is AA, how it helps me, what would happen if I were to fail in my sobriety? And the answer is, I'm human, absolutely human, and the principles for the steps of AA, open, honest and willing to live life as it is. And my personal integrity is this: I'm an alcoholic and people know it, and I prefer it that way, because if people don't want to know me because I'm an alcoholic in recovery, that's their choice, and I feel happy not to be in their company. But most people understand these days that drink dependency and addiction is probably the scourge of this start of the millennia, and many people are having a hard time with it. So for me, just sharing experience, strength and hope on a daily basis without getting any personal gain out of it, for me, that's where it is. And pride, well, humility is telling the truth always for me. Anyway, my time is nearly up, and a bit contentious. Not so for me. I just prefer to be me, open, honest, willing, and let life be as it is. The serenity prayer to acceptance, part of prayer meditation on a daily basis, whether you believe in God or not, that acceptance prayer helps me. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Is just for today, and hopefully I just keep on learning.